Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from around the United States and all around the world. Tonight, we're going to have some fun because I thought I would make a 3D tag. I do a lot of 3D cards and things like that, but I thought it would be fun to add a little dimension onto our tag and maybe even turn it into a shaker tag. So we'll see what happens here. I thought I would use Master Layouts 5, which is the one that has this window die in it. And I thought it would be really fun to create a winter window. Now, for those of you who watched my last 5-minute card video, you may have seen this card, and I'm going to show it to you again up close. But this card, I thought I would be inspired by my own 5-minute card video to create this tag. So we'll see how it goes. But before we do that, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Gina K.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Yes, very, very good day today.
Well, I wanted to show you, I got a gift.
Okay.
I got a gift in the mail, and it's from my friend Connie. And I saw Connie earlier in the comments. She had shoulder surgery. She's one of our moderators in our group, and she's so sweet, and she's so uplifting and encouraging to everybody. And she sent me a gift, and I want to show you how beautiful this is. She sent me this cup. Look at this cup. Isn't that gorgeous?
Wow. That is very,
it's
very
got that big G on
stylish.
It. That beautiful watercolored kind of foliage. And then my name. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Thank you, Connie. This was so nice of you. I absolutely love it.
Oh, I got something to show you too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got something from Connie too.
Oh, you did?
I did. I got...
You better go full screen.
I got a Living in the Dead Space.
Oh, no. Living in the Dead
With
Space.
My name. Living in the Dead Space.
Put that closer to the camera.
Oops, where's the camera? Okay, there you go. Living in the Dead Space. And it's even like a funky Tim Burton font.
A little bit Tim Burton, a little bit, what's that lady who does all those mugs that we have in the basement? I can't think of her name.
Yeah, and it makes me want to come up with like a Dead Space ale or something.
That'd be great. Oh, how much fun. Well, thank you, Connie. You absolutely made our day. That was so much fun. Ray Dunn. Yeah, it has a Ray Dunn feel. Thank you. Thank you very much. So somebody asked me if I got my hair cut. I did not get my hair cut. In fact, I'm getting my hair cut on Thursday. All I did was not do anything to it. That's what I did. Normally, I straighten my hair, and I didn't do anything to it. And not only that, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't brush it today. I got up and this is what it looked like. And I just kind of went, all right, good enough. And so this is what you get. And when I got to work, I thought, oh, I'll brush it at work. And I forgot my brush. It's sitting at home in my bathroom. So this is it today, but
looks fun.
Better than horrible.
Hey, did you post a live this morning? I
did. And thank you guys so much for being patient with me, because honestly, I posted that live this morning, and I told you that I was going to share with you what I was doing when I posted that live. Are you ready? I got my diabetic pump, and I was in the middle of diabetic pump training. And there was another girl there. We were both being trained at the same time. It was on a Zoom meeting, and she had to like do something on her pump. And so we were on a little timeout, and I quick posted the live, and I totally forgot that it wasn't Thursday.
You
so
do that sometimes anyway. You'll just say something to finish the sentence on a live. Yeah, we'll be back Sunday morning.
I know. I really need somebody to help me. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, let's get to crafting. That's enough of that. Okay, so I did get something new. You want to see? Let's go to the overhead and I'll show you my new thing. I got the Black Misty. I'm so excited. This is my Christmas present to myself. And what I really liked about the Black Misty, I put my mouse pad. This is my mouse pad that, you know, it's got the pad on the back. You can get this from Simon Says Stamp or any of your local retailers that sell the Misty, or you can get it from My Sweet Petunia. But they have this inside, this grid paper, and the grid paper is black too. And now I just want them to make a black mouse pad because I just think it's so slick. I love it. I love the black, but I do need my mouse pad in there. So I'm going to keep that in there. All right. Well, thank you guys. You're all so sweet. Honestly, you know, we always want what we don't have, right? So I'm always trying to straighten my hair, and all my friends with straight hair are trying to curl their hair. So, you know, that's the way it goes. So I thought for tonight we would use this die. So this die is part of, let me show you, the Master Layouts 5 die set. And this die set is a great die set for creating a window, and you can do anything you want with that window. You can use it for any season, but I thought, why not make a winter scene? And we're going to kind of be inspired by this card. Now, if you didn't watch my 5-minute card video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create this kind of winter scene. And I think you can see the snow hills in there. So we're going to do something very similar to this. And I think it is going to be just awesome when I'm done. I hope. We'll see. Now, the stamp set I thought I would use, I pulled out an old Christmas stamp set because I wanted to show you this. So this tree is very similar to the 3 trees that I used in this. This is just a much bigger single tree. So because we're just doing it in a window, I thought I would use the single tree for outside. And then I was going to pick one of these cute little animals in here. This is the Christmas Wishes stamp set. I was going to pick one of these cute little animals like this deer and have him standing up against the window. And then, yes, this stamp set does have a coordinating die set. So I have that here too. So this is a very old stamp set, but you guys know me. Every once in a while, I bring out the old stuff, and I love the old stuff. So you know what, Tom? Would you do me a favor while I'm doing this? Would you get me another glass of juice?
Okay.
So I have this new diabetic pump, and this pump is like a pancreas, and it just works on its own. So I'm a little bit nervous, and I want to have some juice close by. Okay, so this is the tag die that I thought I would use for my 3D tag, and it fits perfectly. This is from the Tag Trio set, and I thought that that would be a really fun way to create our window. So I'm going to start by cutting out 2 tags in white. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you. I got to grab my die cutting machine. All right, so, and I think this could turn into a shaker card. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Okay, so I'm going to cut 2 of these. Thank you, guys. You all are so nice. So,
Pancreas.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Tom brought me juice. He has this pommy juice. It's pomegranate juice, so it's very sweet, and it will take care of me. All right. So here we go. So I've got one of these. Oh, you guys want to know the difference between this one and the Hero Arts one? I don't think there is any difference. I think that My Sweet Petunia made it for Hero Arts. I don't know if it had their logo on it or not, but If it did, that would be the only difference. It's probably the same exact Misty in black. If they ever come out with a white one, ooh, I might have to get that. Yeah. All right. So you can hear Tom in the background saying stuff. Yes, he does say stuff, doesn't he? Okay. So there I've got my tag, and it's got that nice little stitching around there. Now, if you don't have a tag die, you can just cut a rectangle, and let's just see how big this tag is. So I can use the ruler on my Misty here. So it's a 3-inch by about 5 inches. So let me show you quickly, just for your own recollection, how this would work. Oh, I had to take my nails off for tests that I had, and they needed to see oxygen levels, so I took my nails off. I'll get them done again. It's all right. Okay, so 3 inches by 5 inches. So if you wanted to do your own tag and you don't have a tag die, cut a rectangle 3 inches by 5 inches. So you can see that's about the same, right? Pretty close. Could be a little bigger if you wanted it a little bit bigger. Let's see how this would fit in here. That would still fit. You might want to make it 3.5 inches. What did I measure that? I don't even remember what I measured it. Yeah, it's 3 inches. I don't know. But anyway, you could make it a little bit bigger. And then here's a great way to cut your little corners. So cut a corner, right? Like that. And then take the corner and lay it up to the other side like that. And then use that as your guide to cut the other corner. Now, I know you probably can't see that real well because everything is white, but you'll be able to see where you cut it, and you could cut it about the same. And then you'll have a closer match there. So that's a good way to cut your corners of your tag if you're making one yourself. If not, if you like cutting these out easily, I highly recommend this Tag Trio set. I don't know if it's in stock right now, but you know, we always get our dies restocked, and you can go on the wish list, and when it comes back in stock, you can pick it up if you're interested. Tags are fun because they can be used any time of the year. All right, so now I'm going to lay this tag down, and I've really been getting into masking magic to use to tack things down, because sometimes I use washi tape, and then when I run it through my die cutting machine, it really presses the washi tape down, and it tears it. But masking magic seems really good for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tape this tag down using a little bit of masking magic. These are the masking magic strips, and this is a 1/4 inch strip. I just want to tack that down so nothing moves. And then I'm going to place my tag die. And remember, if your dies ever bend, because they're big open spaces, and when they go through the roller, it can press over that die and make it bend. It's very easy. All you have to do is just flex it back, and it'll be nice and straight again. Okay. So we're going to place that, make it look even. Now, you can do this 2 ways. I'm looking at this stamp set here. It's got Winter Wishes, and it's got Merry Christmas. So those are 2 pretty good greetings. So I could lift the tag, the window up a little bit to make room for one of those words. But what I might do is I might just use one of our sentiment strips, because you can always use the sentiment strips anytime. Let me drink some of my pomegranate juice. Oh my gosh, this looks like a shot of something. All right, so I'm going to make sure this is in a good position for me. And one way to make sure that it looks nice is maybe make sure that it's even on the sides and at the bottom. And that'll look really nice, nicely spaced that way. Okay, so we'll just tape that down with some masking magic to make sure it doesn't move. All right, and then I'm going to cut this out. Okay, Yeah, I got to figure this out because the pump that I'm on, if anybody's a diabetic, you might know it's not fruit salad, but that's not a bad idea. The pump that I'm on is called an Omnipod, and it is a pump that adjusts. It connects with your monitor that monitors your blood sugar, and then it adjusts by itself. Well, the problem is it's over adjusting, and it's because it's brand new and it doesn't know me yet. So it's giving me a little more insulin than I need. And if you've ever been around a diabetic who's had more insulin than they need, they can get kind of grumpy. And it's because they're trying not to die from too much insulin. So, all right. So look how pretty that is. Isn't that a pretty window? I'm not exactly sure if it's perfectly centered, but I think it'll be fine because my little guy that I'm going to stamp, I'm going to put him off to one side, and that will help a little bit. What I should have done, I'll do it one more time because I'll show you what I should have done, and then we can cut one more of these out. What I should have done is lined up the center of the window with the center of the circle. Probably some of you saw that and were screaming at me, but I was too busy drinking my juice to pay attention. So I will just tack this down again one more time, and we'll cut it out again, and then we'll just cut another one out. Let's just straighten it out. It's always easier if it's flat. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's just a learning curve. I'm sure it will be fine. It's just a learning curve I got to get through. So, okay. I think that looks straight. Did you hear that, Tom? Mm-hmm. What was it?
It was the horn of a 1996 Ford.
So it's a car horn? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
So.
I'm just making sure it's not one of my alarms going off.
Okay.
Okay. So let's cut this out one more time. And then while we have the machine out, we will cut one more tag. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm doing good now. Gentle. There we go. Okay. So I think this is going to look better. Yes, it looks much better. See, there we go. That was like posting my live without really paying attention. I feel like that's better because it's dead center in the circle. Goodness. This one I think would really bother me after a while. See how it's just off just a little bit? Come on, you guys know. I mean, we've got the shot here to do it right. We might as well do it right. I'm sure that nobody who would receive this tag would notice, but I would notice. Okay, we're going to cut one more tag out, and then we will start doing some ink blending. And then if you guys, that's the one thing when I do my 5-minute card videos that they're always drag racing outside of our studio, Tania. When I do my 5-minute card videos, you guys aren't there with me because they're not live videos. So this will give you a chance to ask any questions that you want to ask while I'm doing the ink blending part. Now, the reason why I'm cutting 2 tags out is because if we're going to do this as a shaker card, we need something behind that, right? We need something behind it. So that will work really well. Okay. So I'm going to put this away for just a little bit. And then I'm going to get one more piece of white cardstock. So let's find a piece of white cardstock here. Okay. And then we could ink blend. I did some ink blending on my Misty in my 5-minute card video, and that seemed to work out pretty well. So I think I will do that again. And then I'll show you how I clean it because it doesn't clean easily. You have to really clean it. And then what I want to do here is I want to cut this down a little bit. So again, this tag measures a little more than 3 inches by about 5 inches. So if I cut this, oh, I could use that other piece. Oh, I think I I don't know what I did with it. So if I cut this 3 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch, that's going to be the right size for this, right? I can get rid of that. Actually, I can cut that down. Let's cut that down right away. Oh, but you know what? I don't want to cut it too low. Let me cut it to 4.5 inches, and then we'll worry about it later. I just want to know about how big that window opening is so that I can get all the detail in there. Because if I don't know how big this is and I'm using too big of a piece of cardstock, I might have this sky that goes down too far and then you don't get to see the snow. You know what I'm saying? So I want to have it pretty close. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we'll take a little tiny piece of washi tape and we will stop for a juice break if I need it. Thank you, guys. I will do that, I promise. Okay, so I'm going to put that piece of white cardstock down with just a little washi tape so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to start with some Turquoise Sea ink. So again, I love this beautiful background here. I think that this really looks like a winter sky to me. So I want to create something very similar to that. So I'm going to start with some Turquoise Sea. And I've got a turquoise blending brush right here. And then I could do this on the whole tag, but I don't want anything creeping outside the tag. You know what I'm saying? If I have these two layered together, I'm going to do a 3D thing, I don't want you to be able to see too much of it off the side. So we'll start with some Turquoise Sea here. And then I'm going to work my way from on the mat down just a little bit. The difference between the black Misty and the pink Misty, nothing. Just color preference. I wanted something other than pink. Pink isn't my color scheme. I know a lot of people love pink, but it's not in my color scheme. So I thought black, because black is, I don't know, I love black. I think it's so slick. Okay, so now I'm going to use some Bubblegum Pink. And you can use Bubblegum Pink. You can use Innocent Pink here. Okay. Yeah, it's just the color. There's nothing really different about it. So I'm doing some Bubblegum Pink along the center. If you've got a pink Misty, you're fine. It works great. But I make videos and I kind of like, like everything to look a certain way. It's just me. Okay. Pink is beautiful. It's just, I'm more of a teal, black, and white girl. Okay. So now I'm going to go back over that line between them. I didn't re-ink anything yet. I'm just going to go right back over that line between them. You see how that creates some purple? I didn't change. I didn't add purple. I just am brushing right on the line between them. You could also take that pink and go back up into that teal if you want, that Turquoise Sea. Okay. So now I'm going to use Peach Bellini. And I do have a peach brush somewhere. Where's my peach brush? Here it is. Okay, and I'm going to add some peach right along here. And the peach is what makes it look like sunshine. That's where you get that sunshiny effect. Like the sun setting. That little bit. And if you don't have Peach Bellini, you can use an orange too. That's totally fine. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit of a brighter card than my last one. And then I'm going to go back over that with the bubble gum. Okay, now I saved this piece and I'm going to be using it over and over again. I really think you don't need to make one every single time. All I did was take a piece of cardstock and a pair of scissors and I just cut that pattern. I just went like and did a hill like that. So I'll use this one today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, I think I'm going to clean this hill up a little bit, because I know I didn't show this in my 5-minute card video, this part, because I only had 5 minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a snow hill. And the color that I'm going to use for that is soft stone. So soft stone is a really light gray. Now, some people really like to use a turquoise for this, and that's totally fine. But since I have a lot of turquoise in this card, I thought I would use a little soft stone for this. Now, the big trick here is to make sure, first of all, we're going to look at this and we're going to make sure that, yeah, we've got plenty of room for the snow hill, right? So we want to make sure that we're not really inking on this piece of paper. We're not going to ink on here. We're going to ink mostly on here. And we're just going to let those bristles just drape over the edge. Okay. So, and we're going to go into this sunny part here. So we'll start there. And again, all my inking is done mostly on the pink paper. And I'm just creating this little snow hill. See that? You see how nice and crisp that looks? Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to create another little snow hill. And the reason why I don't mind that peach on that snow hill is because that's kind of what happens. No, soft stone doesn't have green at all. It is just a true gray. Moonlit Fog has a little bit of green to it, our color Moonlit Fog. But this one is just gray, light gray. This is what would happen if the sun was shining on the snow. It would kind of give it that little golden hue. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to create another snow hill. Same thing. I'm sticking onto the pink and just letting the bristles go over the edge a little bit. And then I'm crossing right there. See how I crossed right there? I don't know. Let me zoom in a little bit and make sure you guys can see that really well. So can you see how, where's my thing? Here it is. I'm sure everybody knew what that meant. I meant this. This is my pointer. So can you see how we've got this nice little hill here coming in, and we've got this little cross over here? So just do that. That's, you know, you don't have to do a whole lot. Now we're going to create another slope right here, and we're going to do the whole thing. Okay. All right. So once again, I'm holding everything with my fingers, and I'm just tilting it. Like, you can tilt it all around so that it doesn't look too patterned. You know, if you did it exactly the same way, you don't want to do that because that's not how nature is. It's a little different each time, right? Okay, so we'll start up here. We'll do the same thing. Just going right over the edge a little bit. Doesn't really look like anything, right? But then you take it away and look at that. See, it's so misty. Yep, you could certainly flip it, Jen. If you wanted to go this way, you could flip it that way. Not a problem. I will do that. So I think, but I don't want to go, I want to do it this way. So I'll flip it like Jen said to do. And we'll do it one more time down here. Same thing. I'm going to make sure I'm getting enough color on there. Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to finish down here. You don't want to leave this stark white. I just want to kind of come around the edge a little bit and just up into that area. It just softens it a little bit and it makes it kind of look like the rest of it. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yes, the soft blending brushes, right? So now we can see that that's going to create a beautiful snowy scene through our window. Isn't that pretty? I like that. But I want to have this be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a little bit of blue denim. Yes, our next big release is going to be in December, but we have some special things coming at the end of December that I think you're going to enjoy. But our next release is going to be in January. Okay, so we're going to use some blue denim, and I'm going to make this a little bit more of a night sky. And you can see when I did it really with light-handedness, you can see the blue mostly in these areas over here. A little bit heavy-handed. I'm doing heavy-handed on this, so I'm going to do a little bit heavy-handed on the blue. So I'm coming in here. And that just changes things. And you can see I'm kind of doing it in a circle. That just changes everything a little bit, doesn't it? Now, I like leaving that there like that. And now we'll take a look at what it looks like now when we lay this on top. See, now we've got a little bit of that darker coming in from the top. You want to bring it down a little bit more? Bring it down a little bit more. Bring it down just into that turquoise a little bit more, but leave a little bit of it just to make the sky look glowy up there. Okay, and I think that that's going to do it. Now, remember, we can move this tag up to like here, and then we can just cut that bottom off, and I think we'll probably do that. I mean, why not? This way we can get more of that dark in there. Okay, so we're going to cut about 1/4 of an inch off the bottom of this. Maybe. We'll see. But let's get our tree on here first before we get too much with the scissors. Now I'm gonna clean this, and I'm gonna show you how to clean it because it doesn't clean up very easily with just water. So I like to use a little bit of our Gina K Designs cleaner because you will get this look, and it's clean. It's not going to transfer, but you can see where you were just doing that. I mean, that's the purpose of this mat, is to, you know, get it dirty, but I'm going to use a little Gina K Designs stamp cleaner and a paper towel. I'm just going to wipe that dry, and then make sure all your cardstock and everything's out of the way. And I'm just going to put a little stamp cleaner on that. I also use this to clean my Misty, but you can only use that to clean your Misty that is laser etched. If you have one of the very first Misties, you don't want to use it on that because those grid lines were painted on there, and this will take the paint right off, and you don't want to do that. So you can see that cleaned it up pretty well. If I did another layer, it would totally be clean. You can see. But I do want to clean it again with some Windex. This is just a glass cleaner in here. So I'm going to clean it one more time just because the stamp cleaner does have a little bit of a kind of an oily residue on it. And so I just wanted to get that nice and clean so we don't have any oops, because I will put my finger in it and ruin my tag. Okay, so we're all cleaned up there. Now it is time to add the tree. So this is the strategic part. I want to make sure that I have a good strategic plan here. So I'm going to get the tree. We're going to do just a single tree that's going to be in the window. And I'm not too worried if the center of the window blocks the tree a little bit because, I mean, in nature, right, that's going to happen. So I think that is going to look pretty good. I want to have the tree sitting centered and in those snow hills. So you want to make sure that the bottom is in the snow. But I did want to check it because I want to make sure that if I go up a little bit or down a little bit, I don't want to go down too far. Maybe I'll just move it down a little bit just to be safe.
So Sharon wants to know, do you remember how the fruit salad theme started?
Fruit salad? Yeah, I think that I was telling you a story, and I was telling you that I was having fruit salad, and then I took another sip of my fruit salad. And that's how it all got started. It was just me with a sip of my fruit salad. Oh, that was years ago. That was like pre-cowboy book, I think, the fruit salad. I'd like to go back and find that video. Okay, I think that's going to look good. Now we're going to stamp this in black because it's going to be a silhouette. But the thing about stamping these detailed images is you definitely want to make sure that you stamp them several times rather than stamping it just one time and squishing really hard. Because when you squish hard, you distort the image and you lose the detail. So you're better doing a light stamping and doing a couple. No, this mat is the mouse pad that is sold separate from the Misty. I didn't see that. Do you advise? I saw some question marks, but do you advise we rinse the window cleaner after using the stamp cleaner? Rinse? No, the window, if we rinse or window cleaner. Yeah. When you're using it on your stamps, I would rinse them. I wouldn't leave it on there. I would rinse it. What I do is I just wet my tidy towel and then I just do a quick wipe with the tidy towel. Okay, so I've got this pressed up into the corner there, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this and do a very light pressing. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? It's so delicate. See, I don't want to lose any of those delicate pine needles. I think this image is even more delicate than the one I used in my other card. So I got to make sure I put a little pressure there because it was a little shallow. Let's see, look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. I'll do one more layer. Very, very light, but one more layer. And you can do as many as you want to get it as black as you want, but we're just going real light with the pressure. I know it looks like I'm pressing hard, but I'm really not. Okay, that's good. I'm going to stop there. So take a look at all that detail. Isn't that pretty? Yes. Okay. So this isn't even the main character. So we got to get the main character stamped. So let's do this little guy. And I love them all. They're all cute, but I think this guy's perfect because he would be more likely, this guy here would be more likely just standing outside. And this guy, I think he needs an ice skating rink because he has ice skates on. Very whimsical little creatures. So we'll stamp this one next. And let me get a little piece of cardstock. Oh, I'll use this. I'll use this tag that I didn't end up using. I'll just cut it out down here. Oh boy. So everybody having a good night? Welcome everyone. We see lots of you here tonight. It's great to see you. Now I'm bad at knowing how to color little animals, so I'm just going to color in my whimsical way. I'm going to give this a second coat. I don't know if I just moved that weird, but we'll see. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm using black onyx with this. I think I'm going to just do a little Copic marker coloring, which I'm not a pro at, but you guys understand. That's okay, right? It's going to be better than horrible.
The tree again, what stamp set is that from?
The tree and the deer and all of this is from the same stamp set. It's called Christmas Wishes. This was an old stamp set, but I pull out the old ones sometimes. I do. Yes, I do. Christmas Wishes. There you go. Take a screenshot of the word there. Okay. Alrighty. Also, for those of you who watch my videos on YouTube, I always go back later and edit the description of the video to include all of the details of the colors that I used and all of that. So if you're ever looking and saying, oh, what colors did she use to create that sky? It'll all be in that video. All right, so I'm going to use a little warm tone marker. And I don't know what that is. This is going to be too light. I'm going to go a little darker. So this one is E13. We'll see how this looks. Is that going to be a good color? Yes, that'll be good. So let's see what I come up with here. we'll just do a little bit of this down here. He doesn't really have any feet, any little hooves. So we could color those on if we want. Okay. So I might go with a lighter color at the top. We'll see. Some color under here. Do I have a lighter color? Let's see if I have a lighter color that I can add to his back. Don't come here. Don't come to me for coloring lessons. I'm telling you right now. Well, maybe this one would be even better because it might be a little darker. Yeah, I think that's going to be better down here. I'll add some dark down here. Yeah, I'm not the coloring queen, but I'll just add the dark like underneath where there might be some shading. And then we'll use the rest of this color. These colors are all so close. There we go. What we should do is we should look at the color of a deer. See, this looks lighter, actually. We should texturize it. Let's texturize it. That's always cute. I like doing that. Okay, let's get this color on here first. I mean, as long as we're going whimsical, we might as well go all out whimsical. So we'll add this color in there. I feel like his tail should be white, so we'll put a little gray on that. Tail is white, okay. Yeah, he does kind of look like a fox, right? It doesn't look like a deer, but, you know. Like I said, don't come to me for coloring advice. That's not what I do. I color enough to get the card made. So this one is R20. I'm going to just do his ears, R20. Maybe I'll do some little cheeks over here in R20. And then I'm going to do a little bit more of this darker color. This is, I think the E13 is the darker color. The lighter color is E33. Why? I don't know. But we're going to add a little texture in here. These two colors are blending in like they're the same color. Okay, my texture, I'm going to add with the Colorless Blender Pen. And I have the regular Copic Original marker because I really like the bullet end of this, but I think that you can change these out. Now, I don't know if I have any ink. Oh, I do. There's ink left in there. So I think what I'm just going to do is just do a couple little dots just to add some texture. Can you see that texture starting? Just adding texture almost to make it look a little furry. You could also take a washcloth and use some Copic blending solution, but I don't like to give advice on Copics because I don't know what I'm doing. So this is the extent of it. You see, can you guys see that texture in there? Okay. That's what we're doing. We're just adding that to make it feel a little furry. Just dotting it on there. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a darker one. We'll see if this is darker. Oh, yeah, that's darker. And I think we'll just do the bottoms of his feet with that little bit of a darker color. So he has hooves. Shoes. Okay, and then we're going to get a little gray in there. Again, anybody that's watching and judging, I get it. Don't come to me for coloring advice. I don't know how to color. I'm going to use neutral, I think. Oh, that's dark. I'm going to use neutral 1. Neutral 1. And if this doesn't look good, I'll blame it on my blood sugar. That'll be good. Okay, so we'll just add a little bit of color there, and then a little bit like under here, just to create a little shadow.
I think shoes is the word of the day.
Shoes? they're hooves, but they're shoes. All right, so I think that's good enough. It's not perfect, but it's better than horrible. Okay, so let's back out a little bit, and now we'll cut this out. And we're going to cut out a greeting from the sentiment strips. I have all of those here in this basket. So this one was from our kit, Wishing You Joy, I believe, from the festive greetings sentiment strips. We have a couple different ones for the holidays, so let's just use that because that's cute. And it's perfect for a tag. Okay.
Please do something with the scarf.
Oh, the scarf. Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so what color? I want to match something in here with the scarf. What should I do? Should I do blue? Should I do... I know, I'm doing the scarf. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know red would be appropriate for the holidays, but I think I might do just like a little turquoisey blue. Oh, let's see. Again, I don't even know what color Copic markers or what, so that might look cute with that little bit. Actually, that might really pull this color. You might see that color a lot more. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So we'll just add a little bit of that in there. Okay. I think that's going to be a good color for him. I need some brown above the gray. I do? Okay. Oh no, and I put all the markers back? No, I didn't. Okay, I'll put a little brown above the gray. You guys know your... like that? Oh yeah! That does... Look at you guys. I'm telling you, can't make these cards without you. Great suggestion. Okay, so Tom, I don't know if shoes is the word of the day. Do you have a word of the day?
Well, we did have that conversation during breakfast this morning.
We did. We did. You need to share that conversation because seriously,
Okay.
They need to know.
So I apologize right up front because this topic, for some strange, bizarre reason, seems to come up like at least once a month. And it's just a bizarre.
Oh, we're not the only ones. People talk about this
It
stuff.
is part of the human condition.
It is.
So the word of the day is asteroids. Asteroids. And so everybody knows what that is. That is the pieces of planetary stuff that fly across the sky and shine. But, you know, the word asteroids, somebody has to tell me, please, why that word, the first time it was used, wasn't preempted and set aside solely for that particularly painful affliction of the human anterior.
You mean hemorrhoids?
Right.
Hemorrhoids. Yeah. I mean, asteroids is a much better word for that than hemorrhoids.
I just don't understand that. You know, they could have called those planetoids or something in the sky, right?
Right. I agree 100%. Asteroids makes more sense.
So I've been thinking, you know, it's been troubling me all day. So
does that make you feel better?
No.
No.
It's just an efficient use of language.
Oh my goodness. That's
So
funny.
that is the word of the day, asteroids. Back in the dead space.
Okay, so I'm going to cut this out with a flag die. We're just going to keep going, guys. And I'm going to use Master Layouts 2. Since we have Master Layouts 2, we use it all the time. We might as well use some of these flag dies because this will then, I want to be able to see it better, but this will be a really good way to use just one side of the flag because we'll put the deer on the other side. Asteroids. Yes, that was our breakfast conversation. Tom just said, why are they called hemorrhoids and why aren't they called asteroids? And that's how the day began at our house. Okay, so I'm using masking magic to hold this down. And we're going to run it through. Share that with your friends or not. Okay, so there we have Wishing You Joy. And I wanted to use this one because it has the little stitching around it. And I think that's going to really be nice with that tag. Okay. All right. So now I'm not going to throw away this die. So just give me a minute to recombobulate here and get that back into the Master Layouts bag. Okay. So let me move this, and now we will start the next chapter of this. Now, should we make this a shaker card is really the question, because we can, and that will make it more 3D, which was what this video is supposed to be about. So I think we should make it that. And if we want, we could even cut this out a little bit better to center it a little more. Yeah, I think we could. I think we could cut this out a little bit better. Why don't we do that? We'll cut it down just a little bit. Scared, not gonna lie. Now we could have done it all on here, and we could have masking magicked off the edges. That would have been fine to do as well, but I think it'll be fine to just place it on here. So I'm gonna just do 1/8 of an inch off of each side. I might do 2/8 off of this side. So let me just make sure it's still gonna fit. Yeah, it will. So I'm doing 2/8 off of this side because that looks more centered to me. Okay, that looks good.
Request for some snow splatter too.
Snow splatter? I can do that. Okay, and we'll take a little bit off the bottom here.
That was from Linda.
All right, Linda, you got it. And I think we'll go up just a little bit on here. You see, I'm just checking as I go around. Yep, I'm gonna just take a little bit off the top. Maybe a little more off the bottom instead. That looks good. I don't want to lose that blue. Okay, now I'll do the splatter. Customer service web address, you mean to order? You want to know how to order, or do you need to talk to customer service? Tom, can you throw that information up so that anybody that needs customer service can find customer service? All right, we'll do our splatters here.
Some ideas to off-center the tree. What do you think of that?
Well, that was a great idea, but I missed it. So I don't know, I can't now because I cut too much off, but that would have been a great idea to offset it. But I think this is going to be okay. I think we're going to be all right with it. Okay, I'm putting a little water in this cup, and we'll do a few splatters with our white paint. Gotta find a block that I can use. I don't know what happened to all my blocks, but I'll just use this one. And I like to use the non-etched side of the block. Okay, we'll do a shaker card. I know it's going over a little bit, but you know, That's what we do now. We just go over now. There's no rules anymore. We're just thinning out this white paint because I don't want it to be too splattery. And I'm going to check it. Find my little, I'm going to check it before I commit just to make sure I remember how to do this. Okay, that looks good. I remember how now. This is just white acrylic paint that I bought at Target. You can use any white paint. You can also use pigment ink, white pigment ink. A few more splatters on the tree. I saw somebody use white out once. I guess they were desperate and they didn't have any white paint and they needed to get going. But that looks really pretty. We can thicken it up a little and add a few. There we go. I think that's enough. I'll just show you up close. Can you guys see that okay? Can I see that, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. You splattered your sofa, your TV. I know, I got it all over the place too. But not on my sofa, my TV. I know some people do it like in a box, which probably would make sense and I wouldn't have to spend the next half an hour after my live scrubbing it off of everything. But it's not too bad. And for my work surface, I actually use a little bit of smooth top glass cleaner to get it off my work surface, and that works really well. So, and then I just used a little bit of that Windex to clean off the block there. So we're good. That's very snowy looking, and it's very light. I really like that light look, but we're going to have sparkle in here because we're going to add sequins. Okay, so if we do a shaker card, I have a piece of the Thermoweb acetate here, and I always wash my acetate first before I use it. This way, it's not staticky. Okay, so let's just measure how big we want this to be. So we want this piece of acetate to be about 4 1/4 inches by just a little under 3 inches. So we'll cut this with a paper cutter. 4 1/4 inches by just a little under 3 inches. Okay, hopefully that'll be good. But I always wash it first. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of tape onto that. And, you know, just to prevent it from sticking out on the top, I know this is hard to see, but I'm just going to cut a little triangle off of each corner there. This way, I don't have to worry about it sticking out up there. Okay. So we could do this with Terrific Tape, or we can do this just with tape runner. I think I'm going to use Terrific Tape because I feel like I can control where it's going a little better. I'm going to use this 1/8 of an inch Terrific Tape. And I'm going to actually put it right on the acetate and not on the cardstock. This way I really know where it's going. What is going on here? Okay. Terrific Tape. This is the tiny Terrific Tape. Let's get that right on here. I can kind of see, you know, like where it's going to go. And then I'm going to cut it off so it doesn't hang over the edge.
So everybody wants to know what you wash the acetate with.
I wash the acetate just with a little bit of soapy water. So take it to your kitchen sink, whatever your kitchen sink soapy soap is, use that. And that's it. Pat it dry, let it dry completely, and then it's ready to go. And it just removes that static. I don't know why it works. Probably puts a little moisture into it. I mean, that would make sense, right? Taking the long way here. I'll cut this off the other side in a minute. And we'll just make sure that that is completely off there, not sticking out anywhere, so nothing gets stuck. Okay. All right, so I'm going to adhere that right over that window, but I want to make sure that it really sticks. So I'm going to just burnish it a little bit with my finger. Yeah, I had to have a little test done where they checked my oxygen and they wanted my nails off. I'm fine. I'm healthy. Just don't have the pretty nails. But luckily, I've got a great nail tech in the family. Boy, I really put that right off the edge. Thought I could see that. Need a different kind of light over here, Tom. It's very glary with the lights straight on my face.
Right now?
Not right now. Not right now. You wiped your acetate sheet with Clorox wipes and that worked? That's good. That's good advice. Thank you. Okay. And we'll just, remember, this is the back of the tag. This is kind of the ugly side of the tag. So we'll just get that where it needs to be. And there we go. Okay, so now we have a window. Now we're looking out the window. Cute. Okay. So now this is going to go onto this tag. I'm going to put this on here. And then this is going to go on top like that. So I am going to just nip the sides here a little bit to go in the shape of the tag. Just so that kind of looks, just if you see it from the side, that it looks similar. And then I'm going to tape this down onto the tag using my tape runner. Okay. Get that on there and make sure it's centered as much as possible. I think that looks pretty good. Before I really press it down, we'll look at it one more time. Yeah, that's going to look good. That's going to look cute.
So what about the deer?
What about the deer? Oh, the deer's going to go on the outside. I know it doesn't really make sense, but it kind of makes sense. So I'm going to have my little wishing you joy, and I'm going to have my deer just on the front of the tag like that. See? But that's going to be popped up as well. So it's all three-dimensional. But we got to get some foam tape around the outside of this. So I saw a cool trick. I'm going to take my tape. Let me get my tape runner, my tape roller. You got to figure out this one here. This one. So I saw a cool trick where you use leftover masking magic to put this down like that. And this way it makes it easier to cut the masking magic in half. I wonder if you could cut it with a paper cutter. Should I try? I'll be the guinea pig. I'll try for us. Wouldn't that be cool if you could cut this into like a strip? All right, here we go. That did not work. Did not work at all. So don't do that. But it's not bad. I mean, we can still use it. Still use part of it. But it makes it easier to cut. See, it doesn't stick to your scissors because you've got that backing. But this is just like leftover masking magic sheets. So when you use up a masking magic sheet, did you guys laugh? I hope you did.
That's pretty close to horrible.
That was really horrible, wasn't it? Now I got to make sure that I get, you know, all the way around here. So I'm going to put a few more strips. ThermoWeb and I had a conversation about some possibilities with this going forward. They know I'm struggling. Okay, I'm going to keep that because I might use it. And we'll see if we can use this going across here. Yeah, we can. Just trim this off. Okay. There we go. See, that just gives me, I love the lift on this. It's not the real thick one. It's the one that's not quite as thick. They have two thicknesses. I think this is the 1/16 of an inch. You got to laugh. Every time you watch a Gina K video, you must laugh. If you're not laughing, I'm not doing it right. So we'll put that over here. See, leftover masking magic. Backing. I will not try that again. I will not sacrifice my equipment again. All right, we'll just cut this down. Oh, that makes it so much easier. Might have been Sue that told me this. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, and we're just going to go up to about there. You just want to make sure it's connected so that none of your pretties escape. And then we'll just, I could cut this really small, like really super thin, but I don't have the patience for that. So I'm just going to work my way around. Okay. It's not necessary. Ooh, I do have to cut that smaller though. Back on here. Okay, and I'm thinking it's got to be disco ball sequins because that would work actually. If I cut it really thin like that, I could probably curve it. I bet I could curve it. Yeah, I can curve it. See, it's ugly in the back, but it doesn't matter. Yes, that'll work. And we'll do one more little piece. I think disco ball sequins would work the best because they're going to be the most snow-like. And again, it's just so that nothing escapes. That's all. It doesn't matter how ugly it looks back here. I don't care. But I could have done thinner and gone around like that. That would have been cool. Okay. Isn't it funny how awful parts of the card look? And then you get it on here. It's fine. Okay, let's put our sequins in first. I almost messed that up. So I like to put them onto this part. I think that's going to be good. You know what you can do too, which is kind of fun, and I did this in my last time way back when I did a shaker card. You can add some sequins on here. This way, when you shake, you know, they all fall to the bottom, but this will give you a little bit of sparkle on here anyway. So let's do that. We'll add a few here.
This is a good card to make if you have only one friend.
Well, this card's for you.
Because it takes a lot.
It does. I know. Shaker cards do take a lot. Well, I mean, there's easier ways probably to do this, but I'm doing, yeah, you're right. It's a lot. But I'm talking and I'm drinking juice and I'm doing all kinds of other things. So I feel like once you get the idea, and remember, I'm like trying to figure out what I'm doing, but once you figure out what you're doing and you know what you want to do, then the next one will be easier to do. Does that make sense? Tom, I got to get you in here doing some of these.
Right now?
Not right now. Okay. And then one more. So that's going to give us some snowiness in the shaker card, if that makes sense. Right? So now we can just pile. We could do a couple on the tree. Why not? Let's just stay all night, Tom. I'm going to put one there because I feel like that is too big of a blob. We'll just put a couple on the tree. 3. And we'll use the little ones. So I don't know if you guys have Instagram or not, but I do, or TikTok. I do little sped up videos every week on TikTok and Instagram. So I do my 5-minute card, but it's not 5 minutes. I do it in a minute, and I do the whole card. So if 5 minutes is too much time, you know, you can see the whole thing in a minute. So if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram. All right, here we go. I'm going to drop that all on there.
Remember when we gave away one of my cards and they sent it back?
Don't really remember that, but I'm going to take your word for it. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. That's really funny. Now we want to make sure that the hole is even there. That looks pretty good. And if there's any parts that don't look even, that's pretty even. I think that's pretty good.
Wow.
Isn't that pretty? Okay. And we'll add a little bit of cording, and then we'll just pop those other... Tom, you're very funny. I was going to make like 3 tags tonight, just so everybody knows. So this is just some old gold cording I have, and I'm going to fold it in half and in half again. And you've seen me do this a couple times now. I'm going to take those loops, and I'm going to feed them from the back through the front and then through that way. And then we'll just tie a knot up here. And then we'll cut that off. That was way more than I needed, but...
A few suggestions for let the deer go on to the next project.
Really? Oh, I don't know.
Just a few suggestions.
It's not a bad suggestion, actually.
And somebody said try the words up top.
Up here? You guys like that?
It covers up the arch, though.
It does cover up the arch. I was just thinking maybe like that.
No, and other people like the deer, so...
See, all of this is just supposed to be in the background. The whole focal image is supposed to be down here. So I think I'm going to stick with this idea, even though it may not be the most popular. I think I'm going to stick with it. And I like having things outside of the edge of the tag. So I'm going with it. I'm going with it. I know. Well, I mean, I really want to see. I love when people like throw out these ideas because they're great ideas. And I want to see your version. So I'm going to pop this up with a little foam tape. Oh my gosh. More foam tape. I should have put that on this stuff. I'll do that. And this will be the end of the card. There we go. Okay. So I want to make sure that I don't extend the foam tape outside. So I'm just going to put the foam tape here on his body, and that should do it. And I just want to block off that little edge and make sure that his feet are straight. Like that. There we go. There's my finished tag, my little shaker tag. I probably could have put the tree up higher. So if you're making this one, try putting your tree up higher. But I think it's good. And I think it gives us kind of a nice backdrop for it. And it's pretty fun. So who is going to get this one, Tom? We're going to give this one away. The 1.5-hour tag, or however long, 1-15-minute tag.
So much labor goes in. And the lucky winner tonight is Sharon Sandahl.
Sharon, you get the shaker tag. All right. Congratulations, Sharon. So all you have to do is send your name and address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and I will get this right out to you. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. Tom and I will be back on Thursday with another Crafternoon Stampin' Chat, and then I'll be back over. Well, I might not have a 5-minute card video this weekend, Tom.
Oh.
Because we've got some stuff that we have to do this weekend. So I might not have one this weekend. I'll try. But if not, we'll be back again next week. It never ends. All right, everybody. So thank you all so much for being with us. Stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye.